When you hear the name Chucky, you probably picture a red-haired doll holding a knife, tiny feet, big attitude, and a voice that cackles straight into your soul. But what began as a single low-budget horror film in 1988 has become a pop culture empire. Child's Play wasn't just a scary movie, it was a reflection of our fears, technology, innocence gone wrong, and the idea that evil could hide behind a child's toy. Every October 25th, horror fans around the world celebrate National Chucky Day. Not just to scream, but to honor the storytelling, innovation, and weird charm behind one of the greatest icons in horror history. The story of Chucky begins with writer Don Mancini, a young film student in the 1980s fascinated by consumer culture and the toy craze that swept through America. He wrote Child's Play not just as a horror story, but as satire, a dark commentary on how corporations could sell anything, even to children, and how obsession with toys could blur the line between love and possession. In the film, serial killer Charles Lee Ray, cornered by police, uses a voodoo ritual to transfer his dying soul into a good guy doll. From that moment, Chucky was born, and horror history changed forever. When Child's Play hit theaters in 1988, it terrified audiences, but it also made them laugh. The mix of supernatural horror and black humor was something new. The doll wasn't just a monster, he was a character with wit, sarcasm, and twisted charm. Child's Play grossed over $44 million worldwide, an enormous success for a movie made on a $9 million budget. And just like that, a franchise was born. Over the next 3 decades, Chucky would appear in 8 feature films, a TV series, comics, and countless pop culture references. Each era of Chucky reflected a different side of horror and of society itself. From 1988 to 1991, Child's Play Part 1 to 3 defined the slasher formula. The cold steel knife, the creepy laugh, the unstoppable evil. These films were pure horror, raw, serious, and shocking. In 1998, Bride of Chucky changed everything. With a gothic tone, wild humor, and Jennifer Tilly's unforgettable voice as Tiffany, Chucky's twisted love interest, the franchise embraced its cult identity. In 2004, Seed of Chucky went even further, a self-aware parody mixing horror, comedy, and meta-commentary on Hollywood itself. It divided fans but cemented Chucky as a cultural icon who could laugh at himself. From 2013 to 2019, Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky revived the dark tone of the originals, combining nostalgia with modern storytelling. And finally, 2021's Chucky TV series brought him into the streaming era, introducing new audiences while exploring themes of identity, bullying, and found family surprisingly human for a killer doll. Through every reinvention, one thing remained constant. Chucky was never just about murder. He was about survival of an idea, a myth, and a mischievous kind of immortality. So why has Chucky lasted this long? Why do we keep watching, even when we know he'll kill again? Because Chucky represents something deeper than horror. He's the fear that innocence can turn evil, that the things we trust most can betray us. In the 1980s, horror movies often featured unstoppable killers. Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees. But Chucky was different. He was small. He looked harmless. He could hide anywhere. That made him terrifying because he made danger look ordinary. And unlike other monsters, Chucky talked. He cracked jokes. He taunted his victims. He had a personality and audiences couldn't look away. Even critics admit that Chucky's charm is his contradiction. He's evil, but he's funny. He's deadly, but he's weirdly likable. In a way, Chucky is horror's version of rebellion, breaking rules, mocking conventions, and refusing to die. Beyond the movies, Chucky became a symbol of 80s and 90s pop culture. He appeared in music videos, TV parodies, Halloween costumes, and even video games. Today, the red-haired doll has more global recognition than some real actors. His voice, performed by Brad Dourif, is instantly recognizable. His laugh? Pure nightmare fuel, but Chucky's influence goes deeper. He inspired countless imitators in the killer toy subgenre: Annabelle, Megan, Puppet Master, Dolly Dearest. Each one tried to recapture what Chucky had, that perfect balance between absurdity and terror. And unlike many horror icons, Chucky never faded. He grew with time, evolving as horror itself evolved from gritty realism to satire, from shock value to storytelling. Even in memes and modern fandoms, Chucky is celebrated not just as a killer, but as a character. He has a fan base that quotes his lines, collects his dolls, and even gets Chucky tattoos, proof that horror, at its best, becomes part of culture. That's why October 25th is National Chucky Day, a day for fans to rewatch the films, cosplay the character, and celebrate horror's smallest superstar. The holiday began informally around 2010 among fans online, spreading across conventions and horror communities. Now, every year, horror fans use this day to share artwork, host marathons, and pay tribute to the Child's Play franchise. It's a celebration not of violence, but of creativity. How a low-budget movie about a possessed doll became a storytelling phenomenon that's lasted more than 35 years. From VHS tapes to streaming platforms, Chucky has survived every era and every reboot with his wicked grin intact. So tonight, when you see that flicker of blue TV light and hear the faint sound of a laugh from the shadows, remember, it's not just a horror story. It's a story about imagination, persistence, and the strange comfort of fear. Because horror, at its core, is how we make sense of the dark. And Chucky? He's the reminder that sometimes the monsters we create are the ones we keep alive. Happy National Chucky Day. Follow us, because every day tells a story.